Everybody, I'm Tasha with the Major Change Group, and today we're going to be talking about Navy Federal. Now, normally when I'm talking about Navy Federal, we're going to be talking about the Navy Federal Auto Loan Pre-Approved process, Navy Federal credit cards, and here recently I've been talking about the Navy Federal High Yield Certificate that I got back in February. But today we're going to be talking about the Navy Federal Class Action Lawsuit where they had discrimination against Blacks getting the conventional mortgage loan with them, and they were denying over 50%. And so I want to get into it. About 3 years ago, I was actually talking about another class action lawsuit that Navy Federal had. Now, this class action lawsuit was about non-sufficient funds with single transactions, and I want to say it was like a $16 million lawsuit. And so I had talked about that. But when I did the video, I was actually gotten a few comments in regards to the mortgage loan process. And so I was just like, wow. So when this came out, I'm just like, I know I had heard a few, things about the mortgage process. So I pulled those comments. So we're going to take a look at those, but also check out in my description, because I did find 2 videos from over a year ago in regards to individuals, how was their process in getting the Navy Federal mortgage loan. And so I thought it was very interesting. So let's go over to these comments. So one of the comments that I got, and so this was from 3 years ago when I did that video about the class action lawsuit. So the first comment was, I got my mortgage through Navy Federal and it was a nightmare. Their mortgage group is horrible, unresponsive, unprofessional, and what appeared to be completely lacking competence. I love everything about them, but I would never use them for a mortgage again. I literally had to contact the CEO in order to get my closing scheduled. And then goes on to say that they love their checking savings, but not the mortgage. No, no, no. And then another comment was, try to get a mortgage loan from Navy Federal and see their true colors. They will give you a loan for a car, a credit card, but will not give you the most important thing, which is a loan for a house. Now, when we take a look at these 2 comments, and I have 2 videos in my description that you guys can take a look at, it really sounds like with Navy Federal, like everybody likes the credit cards, the auto loans, and things like that. But when it comes to the mortgage aspect of it, it seems like Navy Federal might be kind of lacking in that area. So a few days ago on my community tab, this was one of the questions that I asked: which mortgage lender is the best? Is it going to be a credit union, a bank, and a mortgage broker? But I did add today a mortgage lender. And I was very surprised because most people put credit union. I believe it was over 40%. But I know for myself, when I got my mortgage, I did a mortgage lender. But I found that it was very interesting that he went from the credit union to a bank. And it's just like, okay, with the underwriting, how did it change to where, how long did it take for him to get approved through the bank? And then possibly did he use a mortgage lender? So I do feel like within the information that they had, with the exclusive, it would have been great that they had a lot more information in regards to, okay, what criteria was the credit union looking at compared to, did he go to a bank or go to a mortgage lender? Because we know when we are considering getting a mortgage loan, you got to have credit, cash, or collateral. Now, the thing is, he did say that he had a 700 credit score and he had sold his house and he was going to use $100,000 to put as a down payment, and that was going to be 20%. But also, he was a self-employed individual. So it's just like with his credit profile, what could have been different within his credit profile? So, I just thought that was very interesting when I had, watched the CNN exclusive. Because overall, when we take a look at our credit profile, we have our payment history, our credit utilization, our new credit, our length of credit, and our credit mix. And so I do find it interesting to see what actually changed as to why he was pre-approved and then he got denied right at the end, even though he was able to get the house that he wanted, but he actually went from a credit union to a bank. So it would have been great for them to have a little bit more information so that we could get an overall view, because we know with mortgages compared to, let's say, like an auto loan or a credit card, it's going to be totally different. And so with mortgages, it's just so many things that come into play. And I would say overall, it's going to be interesting to see how is this class action lawsuit going to go. Are they going to find that more discrimination happened with Navy Federal, especially with the conventional loan, because there are a few different kind of mortgages that you can get, and so this was for the conventional loan. And so what are they going to find? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Are you going to still use Navy Federal since this came out? Are you not going to bank with Navy Federal anymore? We'll have to see. I'll say for myself, I'm still banking with Navy Federal because I have had a good experience, but I haven't ever got a mortgage with Navy Federal to know, how that would go. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, turn your notification bell on so you'll be notified when new content drops. I thank you so much for watching. Until next time. It's not a game, it's a rich thing.